Now, things went along fine. You know, occasionally we would see someone walking in the valley, and we'd shoot a round or two at them. But we got a message from headquarters that said if we ever get into a firefight with the Chinese, we're to aim low at their legs because we want to capture prisoners. Well, my Thai friends thought that that was uproarious. That when we're fighting for our life, we're to shoot at their legs and not kill them when they're trying to shoot at us. They thought that was silly. So they said, if they want prisoners, why don't we go get some? And I said, no, wait a minute, guys. But my guardian said, Roger, that's a good idea. And so I said to the guys, well, how would we do it? And they said, well, let's not tell anybody, because if we go telling headquarters, they'll say, no, we shouldn't do this. So this is a renegade operation that we're doing. So we decided that there were all kinds of trails among the little hills and valleys in front of us. And a lot of them were animal trails. And we went out with our patrols and marched and walked them during the day. And then we came back, and the Chinese walked the trails at night. So all we had to do is figure out which trail they would take home, set by that trail, and pick off the last 2 or 3 stragglers. Hit them over the head with a sock full of sand, like a blackjack, and bring them back to our camp. I said, all right, that suits me. I said, and I can give us an umbrella fire, because I have all the umbrella fire points already plotted. And I had been out with a guardian flying around at night in an Astral projection for me and an Astral projection for him. So we knew where the trails were, and we had followed the Chinese before, just out of fun. So we picked a spot that we thought was appropriate. Now the Thais stripped down loincloth and tennis shoes and their sock full of sand and striped their bodies with black paint. I put my Navy watch hat on and striped my hands and face. I carried a radio. I carried a Browning automatic rifle. It was heavy, and it was almost like a machine gun, but not quite as fast, and had different rates of fire. But it was a very powerful weapon. That's what I carried, and I had my .45 on my hip. And Boon Tep, my assistant, or my runner, or whatever you'd want to call him, that was with me, carried a Chinese burp gun with lots of ammunition and carried extra ammunition for me, and he was the runner and contact with the Thai guys that were hiding. And the guardian would go out and send his pictures back to me. And when the Chinese patrol was approaching, I would tell Boon Tep, he would tell his friends how many stragglers there were. And the Chinese patrol passed, and we picked off the last 2, brought them back to our line without incident. It was a totally clean operation. Well, we were all excited. We were all excited. And we gave a bottle of brandy to the gun crew that waited up all night with us, and the mortars. And the Thai headquarters was very excited that we were doing this, and they gave us permission to do it again. We still didn't tell my headquarters. So we went out again, and we got 2 more guys. And about a week after that, we went out again. And the guardian showed me that there were 3 soldiers, Chinese soldiers, in back of their patrol. It looked like they were deliberately holding back, and they had their arms in the air, like they wanted to surrender. So I told Boon Tep. Of course, everybody, all the Thais could speak Chinese. So they came out of the brush, spoke to them in Chinese, and they all went back. Then we told my headquarters, and my headquarters said, no more. That's all too risky. You aren't going out again. I said, oh, okay. And then Junko called me, and he says, you know the last 2 guys? And I said, the last 3 guys you got? And I said, yeah. And he says, you know what they're telling us, the intelligence in their debriefing? They're saying our part of the line is haunted, that we have ghosts on our side that they've seen floating around over their patrols at night. And any army that has ghosts on their side is going to be invincible. So they decided they would give up. And then Junko laughed. He said, can you imagine the Chinese thinking that there were ghosts floating around? Thai headquarters sent me the little notice that they had sent all the information to headquarters, to our headquarters. And I know that Andy, being in charge of the whole operation, heard the rumor that we had ghosts floating around on our front line. And he would look up the intel because he was curious about that kind of stuff. And he would see my name, and I could hear him laugh and shake his head in astonishment. The ghost squad strikes again. Now, I am Roger Armstrong. I was a psychic child. And I hope you have stories to share about your psychic experiences as you were growing up. And perhaps even if you were in the service. You can put them on you can send them to my website, www.wasapsychicchild.com. Hope to hear from you soon.